Okay, so let's go ahead and wrap up these Puritan poets and give me time to get some more coffee here. And let's look at another conceit, metaphysical conceit. Again, Edward Taylor using these metaphysical conceits, the poem Huswifery. Now, of course, today in the 21st century, when we need some clothing, right, we just go to the store, we order it online, and then that's how we do it. But we have to remember that back in these colonial settlements, that the food that they ate, they grew, the homes that they built, they fashioned, cut down the trees, if you think about all the work that they had to do, brick making, clothes, it's just mind-boggling. Wow. So now, make me, O Lord, thy spinning wheel complete. Thy holy words my distaff make for me. Make mine affections thy swift flyers neat, and make my soul thy holy spool to be. My conversion make to be thy reel, and reel the yarn there unspun of thy wheel. Right? So Edward is using the conceit here, the analogy. He's asking God to take him, right, and make him a spinning wheel, right? So the process of making fabric, of course, is that they would take wool, and then later, once cotton, right, or flax, different materials, and you would have the spinning wheel that would be spinning, and then there'd be a bobbin, right, and slowly you would take that wool and start to tease it out, and that would become your thread. And then once you had that bobbin, then you would take that, and then you would take that thread, and you would pass it through the loom, and you would have this, I forget the name of that piece of wood that go back and to tighten up the thread to make the fabric, right? Because if you look at a piece of fabric really, really close, you can see it's just individual threads that have been woven, pressed together. So that's what Taylor is asking God to do with him. Make me thy loom then, knit therein this twine, and make thy Holy Spirit, Lord, wind quills. Then weave the web thyself, the yarn is fine. Thine ordinances make my fulling mills, then dye the same in heavenly colors choice, all pinked with varnished flowers of paradise. So the coloring of the fabric, inviting God to do this to me. This is what I want you to do with me. So now, a common thing that we're seeing with these Puritan poets is they're using commonplace events, right? Something we've heard echoed in these lectures. Commonplace events are used to demystify God and glorify God. Then cloak therewith mine understanding, will, affection, judgment, conscience, memory, my words and actions, that their shine may fill my ways with glory, and thee glorify. They're wanting to glorify God with everything that they do. Then mine apparel shall display before ye that I am clothed in holy robes for glory. Wow. Now, another really cool little poem, guys, it's a lot denser, is upon a spider catching a fly, right? Which is something today, if you're sitting and you see on a windowsill spider web and, a spider catching a fly, chances are you do like I would do, is you'd get a rolled up newspaper or a magazine and swat, and then you'd get, your bottle, spray bottle and paper towels and you'd wipe that up. But what do we see here in a spider catching a fly? This is a way to understand God and how God works in our lives. So now let's kind of skip ahead. This goes to pot, that not nature doth call. Strive not above what strength hath got, lest in the brawl thou fall. This phrase seems thus to us. Hell's spider gets his entrails spun to whip cords thus, and wove to nets and sets. Like the devil traps us, right? In the web that the devil weaves to tangle Adam's race. Oh, Adam and Eve, right? We're all children of Adam and Eve. We got in the world, and the devil is weaving, right, sinful snares to try to catch us in stratagems, the devil's strategies. Think about the plans that the devil is weaving out there for us to try to catch us. To their destruction spoiled, made base by venom things, damned sins. But mighty, gracious Lord, communicate thy grace to break the cord, afford us heavenly gate and state. If we get caught in the snare of devil with that, those sinful stratagems, just like the fly. So we're just little flies. How common and significant is that? Oh. And we get trapped in the devil snares, the spider, right, that catches the fly. But then God's going to come and free us from that spider web. Well, nightingales sing like when perched on high, in glory's cage thy glory bright, and thankfully for joy. Wow. An all too brief set of little mini lectures here, taking a look at these Puritan poets. So again, what do we see? The use of commonplace events, whether it's something as losing your home, being afraid of death or experiencing the death of a child or grandchild, using that to demystify God and glorify God, right? Then with Edward Taylor, the metaphysical conceit, these complex and surprising analogies, right? Wow, what a nice little set of poems. So I thank everyone for our brief look into these Puritan poets. You can always go online and read more works by Anne Bradstreet or Edward Taylor. So until we meet again, be well, do good work, and keep in touch.